it's changing the green. Is that what it is? There we go. Now, this looks simple, but we spent a long time discussing this. We're pretty proud of it. We hope it works for you. Wait to see the next one. But when we put together the scaffolding, we started by looking at what makes a good end user requirement. And there were some very clear similarities to what makes a good one. There's always a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an ending. Now, the beginning is always a statement saying the requirement has come from the user. The middle is always an action that the user wants the database to carry out. And the ending is always in the context of the task.
So an end user requirement should really be beginning with the words the user should be able to. We should be seeing that all the time. And then we pick like one of those 4 actions: display, add, edit, remove, depending on what's happening. And then that end context is coming from the detail of what's been said by the person.
Yep, that's exactly right. So people's only need to be careful with the context at the end. Okay, making sure that they mention the specific information that the user wants from the question that they're trying to answer.
Yeah, so I suppose like if that just says add a person, then we can be a little bit more vague there. But then if it says like you want to display the forename and the surname, then you can't just say display details. You need to kind of specifically list those field names. Would that be fair?
Yeah.
And I actually noticed there, it doesn't mention anything about calculations or aggregate functions in that action section. Those are quite like plain words.
Yeah, so that's right. So these are end user requirements. So they shouldn't contain features of a database. Okay, I mean, I'll even say that again. When I'm in my pupils, I want to hit home that point. Because they're end user requirements, they should not contain features of a database. So end users aren't likely to know anything about the structure of a database or how they work. So an end user requirement should always be non-technical.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so let's look at an example, and hopefully together we can put a good end user requirement, but we'll use this technique. Okay, so the first speech bubble from the manager says, okay, I need to monitor how often the premium activities are selected by campers. For say session 3, I need to look at the income from each of those activities and see the total income from premium activities for a particular selected session. So can you or can we work out the end user requirement from this using the scaffolding technique in front of us?
You're going to want me to do this, David, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. No pressure. Right.
Go for it.
Easy bit, right? It's going to start with the user should be able to.
Yeah, that's it. And what do you think the action will be?
Well, we're not adding or editing or deleting or removing anything, so it's display.
Yeah, okay. And now put it together and add a context from the task. This is probably the hardest bit for the pupils.
Well, this is the bit that I always feel stupid because you're just copying, right? So
I
would say, this is what I'm going to go with, right? The user should be able to display how often the premium activities are selected by campers for a session rather than just session 3. And then they should be able to see the income from each activity and the total income from premium activities for a particular selected session.
Yeah, I mean, should we reveal that? Here's the answer I've got here. Have a little read at it. I mean, I'd say perfect. As you can see, that would be the end user requirement.
So a lot of that's the same, isn't it?
Yeah. How did you find doing that? All right.
I mean, fine. Yeah. Okay. The scaffold's good.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Should we maybe look at another example? Yeah. And let's go again. So I'll just read it quickly. Okay. So you can listen along. So it would be useful to look at a list of premium activities that campers attended at the waterfront during session 2. This would show the number of campers who attended those premium activities and would display details of the least popular premium activity first. Activities that are equally popular should be listed alphabetically. That was a mouthful. So can you work out a user requirement? So again, we're still sitting on end user requirements here.
Right, so this one's a display again. So it needs to be, the user should be able to display and then go from a list of premium activities that campers attended at the waterfront during session 2, because that was missing from the other ones.
Yeah.
And then also to be able to see the number of campers who attended those premium sessions and see the details of least popular premium activity first.
Okay.
And then the bit about activities that are equally popular would be listed alphabetically, maybe plugged on the end.
Okay, I mean, I think that's exactly how it should be written. If we've got the answers here, let's get a look. Okay, let's get a look at it. Yeah, okay.
Good.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's making sense to people. I think, will we just get like a wee feedback from people to see what people think? So give us a thumbs up or a heart maybe if you're finding that okay.
Yeah, I mean,
and then exploding head if you think, dear Lord, please do another example because I'm not getting it. Yeah,
because we've definitely done that quite quickly. So it might even just be worthwhile looking at the answer and kind of backward engineering the answer into the structure. So, but it definitely fits.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just give some...
Everyone seems pretty heartsy there.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Good.
Okay, I mean, so let's kind of move forward here then.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
So the technique we want to share with the pupils really is just making sure they start with the user should be able to, then pick one of the 4 actions, and then really just finish with as much of the context that makes sense from the detail they've been given, yeah?
Yep. But just remember, and I've said this a few times tonight, it's important that they don't include any database features or functions at this stage when they're writing end user requirements. End user requirements should have no database features.
Perfect. Cool. So will we have a look at then some functional requirements now?
Yeah, let's go.